Brent from Estadio Iram Bithorn in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are ready to go with this WBC World Super Featherweight Championship bout. With us, as usual, on our boxing coverage, Gil Clancy and Sugar Ray Leonard here at ringside, awaiting what should be a most exciting bout. Let's talk first about Bazooka Limon, Gil Clancy, because here's a man who's getting his third chance to win this title. He's held it twice before. His seventh championship bout should give him an edge in experience. Some people think he may be a little used up from some tough wars.
Well, Tim, that's the thing about boxing. 1 minute you're experienced, the next minute you're over the hill. Limon is going to answer the question today of whether or not he's over the hill. But even if he isn't, he has a tough customer in Camacho. He likes guys that stand in front of him. Camacho is a mover, and he's fast as lightning.
Sugar Ray Leonard, I have to think that every time you watch Hector Macho Camacho in action, you see a little bit of yourself.
Well, Tim, I've always been proud of my hand speed, but Camacho's hand speed puts me in total awe. I think if he utilize what he has, hand speed, foot speed, he should be able to confuse Limon and come out victorious.
Well, what he has in addition to hand speed is the kind of charisma that Sugar Ray Leonard had as a champion, and that is being recognized now as he comes to the ring here in Puerto Rico. Remember, he was born just a few miles from here in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, and now lives in Spanish Harlem in New York, where he was raised after going there with his parents many years ago as a very young man. Now at the age of 21, he is the hero of Spanish Harlem in New York, and he is also the hero of San Juan, Puerto Rico, where today he will have an opportunity to show the fans down on the island his skills in person. It's the first time that he has fought here, and he was thrilled to have the opportunity to be battling for the World Championship here in Puerto Rico. So Hector Macho Camacho, despite all of the controversy, seems totally at home today. He's not concerned that it's not Bobby Chacon. He says he's willing to fight Chacon after this one is over. He's fighting for a vacant crown here today, and that's really all that's on his mind, not who the opponent with him is. As we await his appearance here in the baseball stadium, a crowd of more than 10,000 on hand, and Camacho has yet to make his entrance, but he has been warming up in the dressing room area here for more than an hour, and evidently we've been just informed that he's been literally caught in the quarter by the fans here who are ready to welcome him, so he's having a little difficulty making his way in. Gil, let's talk about, as we await his appearance, that warm-up that we were very aware of. He was on his feet for more than an hour in the dressing room.
Tim, he was on his feet for over an hour and a half. Maybe I'm from the old school or whatever it is, but I like my guys to rest before a fight. He was dancing, he was jumping. He's already fought a 12-round fight, but that's youth.
Well, here you see the former champion, 29-year-old Bazooka Limon, already in the ring, and now here comes Macho Camacho, coming in with his increasingly growing entourage. That seems to be the common thing in boxing these days. The more popular you get, the more people you have around you at fight time. And here comes Hector Macho Camacho, acting very much like the champion. He has the Puerto Rican flag on his head, and of course back home in New York City, he's got thousands of fans in Spanish Harlem, hoping that today he will win this World Championship in just his 22nd professional bout. Temperatures over 90 degrees in the shade at ringside in this outdoor baseball stadium. There's a very relaxed-looking Camacho conducting an interview en route to the ring here, and as you can see, just unable to move. The aisles are clogged, and he's unable to come forward. So the chaos, somewhat of a surprise, because the publicity here, while it has been fairly good, was not what everybody expected in terms of a promotion. But obviously, the Islanders knew that Camacho was here because they've now got a big crowd here in the baseball stadium, Iram Bithorn State side, in the blue corner. And we'll see if the Limon strategy pays off, whether Camacho will wind up in the sunnier corner on the far side. So Camacho is in the ring, and we'll be back with round one of this championship bout after these words from your local station. We are back now in San Juan, Puerto Rico. An undue delay with the appearance of Hector Camacho into the ring. He looks very relaxed, and the usual Macho Man presentation being made here. Sugar De Leon, a fellow champion from Puerto Rico, is in the ring. You saw him regain his cruiserweight crown, I guess, a few weeks ago in Las Vegas over S.D. Gordon. And the ring announcer, Luis Guerrero, is making the introduction
Tim, as far as the corners are concerned, Limon does have an advantage because there is some shade in this corner. They flipped the coin, and Limon won this corner. That could be a factor.
That might be an omen. If he won the toss, or the former champion, and perhaps regain his crown here today. The vacant title, of course, still in dispute by the champion Bobby Chacon. WBC says Chacon is no longer the champion because he failed to meet what they say was a contractual agreement to meet Hector Camacho. So it is Camacho and Limon. Limon ranked number 3, Camacho number 1. And a very live crowd awaiting the start of this bout with high anticipation. Scoring will be done by 3 judges at ringside. Hector Macho from Argentina, Dimas Fernandez from Venezuela, and Moises Quister from Brazil. The referee is from Las Vegas, Nevada, Richard Steele, and he is calling the 2 combatants to the center of the ring for final instructions. The Limon corner now taking their time as they were in there waiting for Camacho to enter, and now taking their own time coming out from the corner. Well, a finally more placid Hector Camacho, finally down off his toes. He's been bouncing for nearly 2 hours. The weigh-in was at 7 a.m. this morning, and Camacho came in at exactly 130. Remember, he has fought his last several fights at the 135-pound limit. Rafael Limon weighed in, as you can see, at 129 1/2. He is 29 years of age, has a height advantage of 2 inches. He has a great advantage in experience, 47 victories, 12 losses, and 2 draws with 35 knockouts. Hector Camacho in his 22nd professional bout, 11 KOs along the way. So a somewhat chaotic start here at Iran Bithorn Stadium in San Juan. There are people still standing around the ringside area, and many have surged down from the seats in this baseball stadium to get closer to the action. And a bell for round number 1. Richard Steele, the referee, calls him to the center of the ring. A quick start by Camacho. He landed a left hand that knocked Limon back into his corner. Limon in white. Camacho on the leopard skin front.
The hand speed between both fighters is like night and day. Camacho is so fast, he knows he's hopping right on Limon, and Limon will be completely overwhelmed by Camacho's hand speed.
One thing we know about Limon is that he can punch. He has 35 knockouts. He is a gamester, and he is a slow starter.
He also takes a tremendous punch, Tim. We saw Navarrete hit him on his shin with bombs, and nothing happened. And he's a good puncher.
His last outing, he lost his title to Bobby Chacon in December of 1982. Has not fought since then. Camacho's last outing was in April, a 10-round decision over Elias Cubanito Perez in Phoenix in the lightweight bout. Under a minute to go in this opening round, scheduled for 12 under the WBC rules. Title fights are 12 rounds.
Limon's punches are telegraphic. He comes out, you can tell what he's going to do. And what is going to happen with Camacho, he's going to time it, counter-punch him, and probably get him out of there.
Well, you know, we say that Limon takes a real good punch, but when Camacho hits you, sometimes you don't see the punch coming, and when that happens, it could be curtains. He gets those angles on you, always moving side to side.
One thing about it, Gil, Limon can take one good shot, but Camacho throws his punches in a series of combinations.
I like the way he dances as he's punching. Always gets that angle.
So much that he's already quite a bit wetter than Limon. 90-degree temperatures in San Juan.
Camacho has to watch out for Limon's way he punches. His punches are not really straight. He punches roundhouse, but he puts a lot of power behind it. Like those body shots thrown by Limon.
Seconds to go in round number 1.
You know, I think the way to fight a guy like Limon that throws wide punches is to move to him. That way he'll be throwing punches around your neck all night long. If you try to dance and move, sometimes he can catch you at the end of one of those long punches.
Final seconds of the first round, scheduled for 12, live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hector Camacho and Bazooka Limon. Round number 2. Live from San Juan, Hector Camacho in the leopard skin trunks, making a new sartorial display here in this bout against Rafael Bazooka Limon in white. Richard Steele, the referee from the U.S., Las Vegas, Nevada.
You notice there, Camacho gave Limon some angles, lateral movement. That too confused the fighter.
Turn to his birthplace for the Macho Man. Happy to be fighting for the world title here in Puerto Rico. The sun starting to spread across the ring now as it starts to sink in the west here in Puerto Rico.
Although Limon doesn't have a style, he's very smart.
Good combination scored by Camacho. Spinning Limon now. Limon gets back to the center of the ring.
Just keep in mind, Tim, that Limon is catching some of those shots on his shoulders.
Fights for Bazooka Limon, 29 years of age.
And you can see the experience with Limon. He's a very, very relaxed guy.
Now, most of the attention, as expected, here in Puerto Rico, and the 10 days Limon has been here, is centered around his opponent Camacho. But it hasn't bothered him at all. Good solid right landed by Camacho, trying to follow up.
Today, as you mentioned, Limon takes one good punch. If you hit him on the chin, he can take it. But what happens when that second and third one lands? And that's what Camacho just did in that exchange.
Two southpaws at work here, but of course with the movement that Camacho gives you, it doesn't seem to make much difference whether he's fighting an orthodox fighter or another left-hander. Under a minute to go, round 2.
What you might see happen when Limon reaches in, like there, Camacho's going to catch him because he has that type of speed to deal with the fighter that's reaching in.
Right hand scored by Camacho, snapped back to head of Limon. Under 30 seconds to go, round 2.
Camacho had to say to himself, what happened? I hit him with my best punch. It didn't even wobble, and that was some right hook.
None of those 3 punches that got a stir from the crowd really scored. Limon blocked all 3, that last exchange. Final seconds coming up in round number 2, scheduled for 12. Tim Ryan with Joe Clancy, Sugar Ray Leonard, watching Hector Camacho and Bazooka Limon for the vacant WBC Super Featherweight crown at 130 pounds.
Tim, Camacho looks in tremendous shape. I had a chance to speak with a friend of mine, Robert Boo Boo Sawyer, who trained with Camacho. He says Camacho's speed and power is there.
He is in outstanding shape. He said he felt nasty having to stay down at 130 pounds these last several weeks. He's been down around 132 and came in right on the money. But he feels comfortable a little higher than that, up around the lightweight of 135. Well, there's the typical Camacho move, ducking under the wild left hand of Limon and spinning himself back out in front, and these knowledgeable fight fans here enjoyed it.
Limon has to get inside, Tim, and he has to work Camacho's body. That's the only part of Camacho that I think is going to be able to hit for a while until Camacho slows down a little bit.
Camacho missed with the right hand. Sun is out of both corners now. In fact, a little bit of it more back in Limon's corner. Most of it is in the neutral corner to our right, as far as down the ring. Again, Camacho missing rather badly. He's a little overanxious.
I feel that what Limon is trying to do is trying to make Camacho blow himself out. Throw a lot of punches and tire. But I doubt that's going to happen with Camacho. He looks in great shape.
You can see the sun now just on the far right corner of the ring. Pretty soon we'll be in total shadow as it sinks below the stadium roof here.
Gil, Limon just went to the body. I think he hurt.
You think he
That's about all he can do, Ray. This is Camacho has someone loose and target. Camacho must have hurt you.
Gave him a good right to the body. Catching Limon coming in. Third round action. Under a minute to go.
Limon looks very, very slow, but he's pretty hard to hit himself. He's a real old cutie.
61 professional ring wars. Has had 4 bouts with Bobby Chacon. No doubt is watching this fight with particular interest today out of Sacramento.
But you have to feel or think, brother, the fights that Limon has had has pretty much been wars. And whether or not they've taken anything out of him. Well, how much does he have left?
Question may be answered here today. Under 30 seconds to go in the third round.
That punch rocked Limon.
Third round. We'll be back. Down goes Limon with a left hand at the bell. Just fire to the bell. Limon has to take the count. He's still moving. Richard Steele now lets him go to his corner. Having made sure he's all right, but a knockdown with about 2 seconds left in round 3 from a crashing left hand by Hector Camacho.
And Tim, we mentioned that Limon could take a punch, and that was just one punch. It was a one-punch knockdown. Camacho has some kick in that left hand.
Camacho people have been claiming that they will knock out Limon. Limon, when he has been stopped a few times in his career, has usually been stoppages from cuts.
It was a left hand that put Limon in trouble, and the same left hand that put him down.
See it again here, Ray.
Well, here we see Camacho, left hand. And it was the same exact left hand that put him down. Right from the start.
Right over the somewhat slow right hand lead of Limon. The left scored, down he went. We're back in round number 4. Camacho has scored the first knockdown in his quest for the title. See what that does to Limon. Usually when he gets hurt, he battles back. Whether he's able to is the question we'll have answered here this afternoon.
Tim, he looks like he's fighting in slow motion compared to Camacho's speed. Looks like guys in different gears.
Camacho's doing the right thing. He's using that jab, and he's not rushing himself now. Although he put Limon down, he's still taking his time. He's thinking.
Little swelling, redness under the right eye of Limon.
That was from that big left hand, Tim.
The way it looks, that same punch is going to put Limon back on the canvas.
He almost did it as you said it, Ray.
Good combination scored by Camacho and good defense on the return blows from Limon.
Camacho now, he's starting to measure Limon with that jab. See, the left hand comes right after that jab.
We're in the 4th round, scheduled for 12. Sugar Ray Leonard, Joe Clancy, and Tim Ryan live from San Juan. The championship quest of Hector Camacho. And the perhaps last hurrah in his drive for the 3rd time to win this same crown he has held twice before by Bazooka Limon. Left hand landed by Limon.
Good left hand, Tim. Right on the butt. He has Hector on his bicycle for a minute now.
Camacho with a good right hand inside. Wobbled the legs of Limon.
Limon has scored more this round, Tim, than he has in the previous 3. At least he's starting to reach Camacho now, a little bit.
Camacho concentrating extremely well right now, very intense, having knocked down Limon at the end of round 3.
You know, Tim, Camacho's a good boxer. Most times when guys are good boxers, they really follow the rules. But Camacho's no altar boy in it. He's a rough kid.
Well, Camacho has the talent and the speed to make his opponent miss and get away. But sometimes he should stay there and take advantage of it.
We're under 20 seconds to go, round 4.
Beautiful combination by Camacho there, Tim.
this fourth round with Hector Camacho establishing an early lead, and a left hand hurt Limon again at the bell. The bell for round 5 sounded. Limon's people didn't have his mouthpiece in, so he was late coming out for the round. And you saw him hurt again at the end of round 4. He did not go down, but he was hurt just as the bell sounded ending round 4. Fifth round scheduled for 12. The partisan Puerto Rican crowd on its feet between rounds, hoping to see yet another Puerto Rican world champion. Limon, the Mexican, knowing that the crowd is all behind Hector Macho Camacho.
Those are some very good body shots thrown by Limon, and they're very effective, especially in the late rounds. If this fight should go the distance, Tim.
Also a good rabbit punch, Ray, which he just got warned for by referee Richard Steele.
It's been a very masterful fight for Camacho. Here he's pretty much boxing, doing what he wants to do, taking advantage of the opportunity when it permits himself.
Limon loading up on those body shots. When he does, he leaves himself wide open, though, Tim. He's going to get nailed. And he drops those hands. There's an example of the difference in the speed of Camacho's hands and how slow Limon is punching. Camacho scored a good left, and Limon scored back with a left.
It's just truly amazing.
Down goes Limon with a body shot. Now, whether Limon feels he was hit low, I'm not sure. He's up on his feet and apparently all right. Referee has not given any warning. What do you think, Ray?
Oh, that was a beautiful combination of his body. He's hurt. Camacho should go right back to the body, and he'll put him down again.
Now Limon indicating that it was a low blow, but the referee didn't call it that way. Camacho on the attack.
Tim, the punches look like borderline punches to me. I couldn't see them low.
Limon in difficulty on the ropes as Camacho pours it on.
Camacho should go right back to that body, Tim. It's a soft spot.
Combination of the head sends Limon right through the ropes. Bazooka Limon now in severe difficulty. He doesn't know where he is. Smiling at his corner, but I'm not sure he knows whether it's a knockdown or where he is. Now he shoots his arms up to tell the referee he's all right. But he's been down twice in this 5th round. There is no 3 knockdown rule. It's up to the referee's discretion. And that is all. Richard Steele has stopped the fight. Hector Camacho has scored a 5th round knockout and won the vacant WBC Super Featherweight crown.